All right, good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Mental Trade Review. I just want to have a run through of a setup that appeared in gold this morning. A tricky day to trade, Fed, of course, in action this evening, but it didn't present some technical opportunities unfolding and opportunities for some longs in gold. But it's actually given two opportunities, one of which is unfolding as we speak. So we'll have a run through this and have a look at the initial setup and then have a look and see how we could capitalize this afternoon. So on my chart here, I've got market profile, daily profiles, and then I've got weekly volume profiles, which are these green profiles here. And this one, of course, developing as we speak, still a couple of days to go on this week's volume profile. So let's talk our way through and how we came to the conclusion of potential longs within this market. First port of call is yesterday's profile. Yesterday's profile created a bit of a B shape value trading up towards the highs of that session. So that B shape suggesting potential positivity. On the lows of yesterday's day, we have also in here, we have got this excess. So strong buying pressure coming in from the lows. We also at the top of yesterday had a raft of poor highs. We've got a 4 TPO print highs up through here. Now, driving this market lower in the first place were similar signals. I had excess at the highs and poor lows at the bottom, which drove this market lower. We had a big ledge trading down here on the 18th of July, which was a prime target to go on to be broken. And on the first day, on the 21st, it acted as support, and then ultimately we drove down through those poor lows, resolving that area of trading. We then came with this balanced day, which left us poor highs and poor lows. Both of which could be broken. Now, yesterday we saw the poor lows get broken, resolving those poor lows, but leaving a fresh set of highs, poor highs, and these poor highs still to be traded back through here. Now, on top of that, the value area had been shifting lower, so we saw this sort of outside day, this overlap at the top, and then the value areas consistently stepping lower, and then as we came down into yesterday and the day before, we just saw that overlapping value area and that balance start to be established really from around the 1960 to 1965, 66 region, general acceptance of price. So market was balancing out. We had started to see that slowdown of acceptance of lower prices. And then to cap it off, we had those poor highs yesterday, the P shape, the excess, and the poor highs on previous days. On top of that, trading up towards above this, we've also still got a pretty reasonable size cave here left to be filled in. Now, of course, we're making our way up. This is today's profile on the far right. We're making our way up through that now, but prior to this morning, that still would have been in play to go and fill that low volume area. And then in terms of opening price, this orange horizontal, this is today's opening price. So we opened upside on the outside of value. Now this is value on the market profile, so a study of time over price rather than volume over price. But similar signals and also a positive sentiment. We have opened above the value area high from yesterday's market profile. So suggesting again continuation or a long upside positive move. So numerous signals coming in through here. Now that market, as we progress through the morning, had a just bring in a little 5-minute chart here. We had a slight move lower overnight, so some weak positioning during the Asian session down through to around 3 a.m. and eventually it was 6:30, 6:40 this morning when this market found a level of support at the overnight lows and then turned and aggressively moved more positively, breaking through yesterday's closing price, through yesterday's high, trading up above VWAP and then making a move towards the top side. Now that sentiment carried through and followed through really until around 1:30. Um, so the historical pit session for gold opening at 1:20, creating a bit of volatility and a bit of a sell-off down through here. But that short-lived, and ultimately these overall biases from the profiles coming good again and seeing this market now create a double bottom formation at yesterday's closing price and now running back up towards the highs of the day, which are up through here. And of course, this market potentially still further to go if we're going to go and fill this cave up here, which sits up around 1980, and this ledge from this profile we can see back in time here. Next targets for that also, although not a poor high, you've got 3 TPO prints sat near the highs of this day, which is the high of the previous week, which again could draw price into it. So depend on Fed this evening and if they take a more hawkish or dovish tone. Certainly a dovish stance this evening would weaken dollar further. That would enable some growth in gold, and gold will certainly trade up through 1980, I would think, and perhaps onto 1990 with that big 2000 psychological handle trading up and beyond that. But that's out of scope and out of reach for now. But that bias this morning could have prompted some longs, and then two of those opportunities. Now, that over those overnight lows and the support that kicked in was also at the point of control from yesterday, again on market profile, so on time rather than volume itself. And looking back in time at this level, we had the point of control, we had the opening price from the day before that, a ledge from the day before that, then coming further back in time, we've also got a session high from Monday, the 17th of July. So a pretty robust and strong level. Initial balance also sat just beneath that point of control. So numerous reasons to fancy the long at that support level. Just a quick reminder from that candlestick chart, that was these lows in here at around 6:30 this morning. It was an excellent move to the top side. If you'd missed that one, you could have sat on your hands and said, I still have a bias to be long. I still fancy long positioning in gold, and then executed as we move down towards yesterday's close and yesterday's high for a re-entry to catch this second move, this second injection up here, which has kicked in really since the US cash market open. As we sit here, 20 past 4, we're getting closer and closer, just a few hours away now from the Fed and their rate decisions. Gold likely to struggle really to move too much further than this and likely to form a range. But the trading opportunities were there to see. Um, Technical falling in line there for some longs, further upside potentially still to come, but hard to make that call just ahead of the Fed this evening. A dovish Fed opens up more longs, hawkish Fed probably unwinds quite a lot of the positioning that we've seen today. Okay, so nice opportunity in gold. Well done for any of you that traded it or saw those signals. That is all from me for the time being, and I'll join you again for another trade review further down the road. Bye for now, everyone.